All right, so greetings, and welcome back to Eureka Math Squared. This is Module 6, right? Good old Module 6. It's also Grade 6. And what else is this? This is Lesson 2. There it is. So, Lesson 2. And this lesson is all about, let's see, taking a look at dot plots and beginning to analyze the information, right? So, describing data within the distribution. All right, so here we have a little dot plot here, and basic stuff. They're going to be asking some questions, right? So we have a class counted the number of letters in the first name of each student. The dot plot displays the data distribution based on the data that is collected by the class. Okay, nothing too fancy. So what we're simply going to do now is to answer the questions the best we can. Okay, so how many students are in the class? Well, the way this works is first name of students, the number of letters. Okay, so the number of letters is represented by these numbers down here. Okay, so if a kid has 10 letters in a last name student, then well, we represent that student by a dot right there to represent that that student has 10 letters in the first name, his or her first name or whatever, right? So we have clearly we have three students that have three letters in a last name. We have two students that now have, excuse me, first name. Two students with uh, four letters in the first name. We have, let's see, what is this, a five, I believe, five dots. So five students have first names, five letters, right? So look at this guy here. Okay, so what is this? Five, six, seven, eight. So eight students have six letters in the first name. Then we're down to two, one, and up to four. Okay, so four kids have nine letters in a first names. And what do we have? 20 total students or something like that? I'm not really sure, but that's what we have to find out. So every dot is a student. Now, you can just count them up if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so it looks like 25 students. Now, what I like to do, because I put that number above, right? I counted them ahead of time, just to double check your world, just add those together. So we have a 3 and a 2, right? So that 3, that 2 gives me a 5. Another 5 gives me a 10. Add that 8, it's 18. Put 2 more in there, right? That's 20, 21. Add 4 more, 25. So that confirms my thought and my counting. Now I know I can count, which is kind of nice, right? So there we go. Letter B. What does the dot above 8 represent? What does the dot above 8 represent? Oh, I see. This guy right over here. Above the 8, that means that that student, okay, so one student, okay, has 8 letters, right, in his or her, right, his, I'll do that whole thing, his, her first name. Right? They're not telling us who the person is. But we do know that the first name is 8 letters long. Okay. What is the length of the shortest name? Well, there it is, right? I'm not going to use the 2 because there is no dot there. So I have to go to the 3. I don't know anyone has a 2-letter last name, but excuse me, first name. Okay, so 3 students, let's see, so 3 letters. They don't want the students, they want the letters. 3 letters, right, from 3 students. How's that? Okay. What is the length of the longest name? Well, we don't know the names, right? We only know how many. So it's 9 letters that we know from, and they're not even asking this, but I'm putting it in anyway, from 4 students. I'll even put the from in there. I'll really wow my teachers, right? Or my teacher. What is the length that occurs most often? Well, you might as well just look at the tallest right column there, and that's 6 letters, right? 6 letters occurs most often, right? And how many kids was that? Let's see. I keep going back and forth. Gee, eight different students, right? So 8 from 8 students. There you go. Finally, what name length describes the center of the data distribution? Okay, so this is the bulk of the lesson, is this center of data distribution. Okay, and how I like to teach this is I say use the force. Okay, because this is kind of it's technical and it's not technical all at the same time. What we're looking for here, okay, is if you were asked the question, okay, so in your own opinion, looking at the data distribution, um, if how many letters are in a typical first name, something like that. Okay, so you look up here and you kind of feel your way around this a little bit. Clearly, you're not going to say the typical student is going to have 9 letters in the first name. Clearly, you're not going to say that the typical student has letters in the first name. It's going to cruise around here somewhere, right? You could say 8. I guess I could say 8. But let's see. I'm leaning a little to the left of 8 here because I have all these guys just to the left. Okay. And because I'm a little bit to the left of here, a little bit, I'm going to cruise and say, well, it's either 5 or 6. I'm going to lean a little left because this guy doesn't have a lot. So I'm going to lean a little left and say 5 or 6 letters. And so it says, one is the name length that describes the center of the data distribution. I'm going to say 5 or 6 letters. Something like that. Okay. Sorry. And that's what I do. I just kind of look at that dot plot and I give a little bit of a guess and see how it goes. All right, so that's the deal, folks. That's taking a look at the center of distribution the best you can. If I wanted to take a look at some other centers of distribution real quick, something like this guy here, I would not call this guy the center of a distribution. I certainly would not here. I'd probably call this the center because these guys are high, these guys are low, which brings me there. This guy here, I'd probably call this the center of distribution. There's nobody here though. Okay, but still, maybe lean a little bit to the left. There's really no one here, and there's a bulk of data here. So maybe I would say a 63 is the data center of data distribution. Again, kind of have to use the force a little bit with that. Where are you being pulled, right? So you're being pulled to the left, you're being pulled to the right a little bit. Take your best guess. And that's the deal. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. That was lesson 2. And you guys know the deal. Math rules. So have a great day. All right. Take care. So long. Bye bye.